Hey y'all, and welcome back. If you're new around here, my name is Katie Marie, and today we're diving into my Will I Buy It talking about new makeup. I skipped last week's Will I Buy It talking about new makeup releases, and there was a lot I really wanted to talk about, so I'm going to try to be a bit shorter as I talk to you guys about the new makeup so we can fit everything in here. But I was looking through and I have a lot to talk about, so we're just going to dive in. This is going to be more of a traditional Will I Buy It talking about new makeup type of releases inspired by these lovely ladies. I have a lot of releases that I think are really cool that I want to talk to you guys about, but I don't think I'm actually going to pick up everything. A lot of the releases that I'm really into, I don't know if I'm going to purchase or not, so I can't wait to talk it through with you guys and hear your guys' feedback on what you think I should do. But yeah, with that intro out of the way, let's keep it short and sweet and get right into talking about the new makeup. As I said, this isn't going to be like a true top 5, bottom 5 fashion. We're just going to talk about new releases and I'll let you guys know what I think about them because there's a lot of definite duds for me, but then also even the ones that are, I think, really, really cool. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm actually picking them up. So let's dive into the first one. This is a sneak peek from NBA Cosmetics. They are sneaking their upcoming palette and this is what it looks like. 12 shades coming soon. No information on the palette packaging, how much it's going to be or anything like that, but I am excited to see that NBA is coming out with something. I talk about their brand not super frequently because I don't have a ton from them, but I do have a glitter primer that I absolutely love, use all the time. So super excited to see that they're going to be launching a palette. I think they've launched some palettes actually, but they might be like magnetic palettes. This looks like an actual like glue-in palette. So I'm super excited about that. And it's a very pretty kind of purple with a few spots of, you know, pink and blue and that little marigold shade at the bottom. I'm curious to see more about this. It definitely caught my eye. I'm not gonna spend too long on it though, because I don't have enough information about it to really say if I would pick it up or not. I want to see swatches, I want to see what the shimmers look like, but I'm excited to see something new coming from NBA Cosmetics. Another sneak peek we'll just mention really quickly, Beauty Bay is sneaking this new mood palette and I honestly don't know what to think about it. It's like a half neutral, half colorful palette, but the color in it, I don't know, it's not super strong for whatever reason. It's got like some blues, a pop of green, yellows, a pop of pink. I see it and I'm like, okay, I think it does do the palette packaging justice because you see all those tones in the palette. But as far as the palette standing on its own 2 feet, I look at this and I'm just like, yeah, I could get some pretty looks, but I'm not inspired or tempted at all to purchase it. So I think this is going to be easy pass for me. Again, we don't have swatches or anything like that, but just looking at this palette as it is, I like that green, I like the yellow, but that's about it. So for me, this is definitely going to be one that I'll admire a little bit from a distance, but as a whole, it's not really for me. Next up, Ivette Beauty. I'm super excited to see she's coming out with a more water activated liner quads, and this is a nature inspired water activated liner. I actually used her water activated liner on my eyes today. I have this one, the blue green quad or combo, and I used the lightest blue, this, to do the graphic liner work on my eyes today. I love her products. They're really nice, very easy to use. I never have a complaint. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend her products, and this more nature, more neutral type of, you know, earthy tones is really neat and definitely something unique that I don't have in my collection. Or if you're someone who's more into the neutral tones, but you want to try the water activated liner, you want to try some graphic liner, but you don't want like the crazy bright colors, this will be a great option to get because you can give those pops to your neutral looks that aren't too out there. They kind of still go with the neutral vibe of your look, and I just think it's a great idea. So I was really into this quad, and I think she's coming out with more, so I'll definitely keep my eye on her brand and to see what she launches. But if you're looking for water activated liners, definitely highly recommend her. Oh, another brand that is launching some new things. This is DJ's Unique Boutique. I think it's launching relatively soon, but she is launching a bunch of orange themed makeup, like a orange themed collection. She's got nail polish, lip balm, lip oil, and a blush. And that blush is just like screaming my name. That is such an orange blush. I don't know if I could pull off an orange blush. I have like a earthy toned orange from Menagerie Cosmetics. I feel like even still, it's a little outside my comfort zone, but it still kind of goes. This is like a vibrant orange. I'm sure it's beautiful, and I'm sure with the right makeup look and whatnot, it'll go very well, but you guys know me, I'm not a big blush person, so I don't plan to pick any up, but I was excited to see her launching something new. The lip balm, I wish that was a regular lipstick, like an orange lipstick, then I think I might have picked it up because the actual tube that it comes in is really cool. I highly recommend you guys go to her her Instagram page, the DJ's Unique Boutique, and watch her video as she demos it, because it's one of those lipsticks you can like click out, and it's super pretty, super sparkly, very nice packaging. But yeah, more new things coming from DJ's Unique Boutique very soon. Okay, this is more of a flop for me when it comes to palettes, but this is for Terrace and Gemini. This is from Cara Beauty Official. They're launching palettes. When I first saw it, I was kind of into it, but the more I saw it, and especially when I went to swatches, I wasn't very into it because they're both kind of heavy on the neutrals. This one's got like the green and the purple hue to it, but then the rest of them are a little bit kind of neutralish, and then swatched out, I feel like it definitely has a heavy emphasis on those neutral mauve tones with kind of like that pop of green and purple. And then the other palette is even more neutral in my opinion, just has that pop of pink with that one lighter tone blue in there. But yeah, I saw the swatches of it and I was like, oh yeah, I really am not into this. Easy pass for me. But at first glance, when I first saw the pictures, which was like these two, or no, this picture, I was like, oh, that looks bright and beautiful. But seeing them swatched out, I think they're pretty, you know, for some people, but for me, I'm not tempted at all. Oh, and another palette from Cara Beauty. This I saved separately just because I saw it separately. But this is for Cancer, and it's like blue and orange-y, or just kind of neutral tones. Thought they had swatches of it. But this, again, also very heavy emphasis on the shimmers. Has a pop of blue in there. I like the deep blue that it gives, but this I think I'm the least interested in for whatever reason. It's just kind of like nothing in there really grabs me. All the shimmers, not super into except for the blue, and then the mattes. It's another easy pass for me. I wasn't really into this. Colourpop is launching something new, of course. This is their new Opal of My Eye collection. Cute name, but a very opalescent type of collection. And it's not for me. It's not for me at all. Very easy pass. They have 2 palettes and 2 face products, or face palettes from what it looks like. Very like opal, iridescent, shifty, shiny, very sparkly, but the tones aren't mine at all. Like, I love the mint in this palette, but there's only 2 matte browns, and all of them look, you know, even the sparkly shadows besides those 2 kind of brighter mints on the side, they're all very translucent looking, almost very, you know, kind of like a topper-esque. These are something that I can imagine you pick up and tap over. I don't think there's glitter in the pans or in the palettes, but honestly I could be wrong. But yeah, a lot coming out in this collection. I saw it and nothing about it really attracted me to it, and I was a little bummed at the outer packaging and the decoration and the palette design for everything, because I feel like Colourpop always does their theme and their palette packaging so well, but these are just in like clear plastic palettes, which I'm not super into. So I don't know, overall this was a very big easy pass for me. I saw one glance and I was like, yeah, that's not for me. This might be old news by now, but Wet n Wild, I think it was last week when I didn't do a video, but they collab with Disney for the Stitch and Wet n Wild collection, and they have a palette, brushes, sponges, gel liners, a face palette, lip products. They got a lot of stuff. We're going to focus on mainly the actual palette because that's always what attracts me whenever a new collection comes out, and I think they did a good job. For a drugstore brand, I feel like this is very colorful for the drugstore. It's got a really bright red in there, it's got blues, it has mustards. I was halfway tempted, but there still is that heavy emphasis on the more neutral tones in there, the more browns and mauves in there. So as a whole, I'm not tempted to pick it up, but overall I was like, that's cute. That's a cute little palette. I feel like they did a good job, so I wanted to mention it here. The face palette is also really cute, especially if you're into the movie. I've never watched the movie. I don't know much about it, but it looks like a nice little face palette there as well. But anyway, cute collection, well done overall with the palette, with the packaging and the palette design or whatnot, with the little characters, but it's just an easy pass for me. This I was almost tempted by. This is the Catrice Cosmetics. They're coming out with a new limited edition Tropic Exotic collection. They got eyeshadow palette, cheek palette, they got a bronzer, a body bronzer, and looks like nail polish. It's such pretty packaging. I'm kind of tempted at the face palette, but or maybe even the matte face and body bronzer. Like, I think that's so pretty. I love the impressions in it, but it's going to be so big and I feel like I'll never use it and I won't enjoy storing something that big. So I'm like, yes, I know it's pretty, yes, but you can pass on it. And then the palette, it looks like all the colors are like shimmery except for that darker mauvey red. I don't know, I'm not into the palette, but I just like the pretty packaging, the pretty impressions in all of the powders. I think that's so very pretty, especially that, the more I look at that matte bronzer, I'm like tempted, especially because it's matte. You guys know me, I like matte when it comes to bronzer, and it just looks so pretty, but I'm not going to pick it up. As beautiful as it is, like, look at that packaging, it's so beautiful. I'm not picking it up. Very quickly, we're going to touch on this. Urban Decay tried to come out with a mini for their Wild West palette. I didn't really particularly think that their Wild West palette was all that good, so them coming out with a mini and only giving one pop of color in there, I'm not surprised. I will say that. I am absolutely not surprised that that's what they came out with, but once again, I love the outer packaging of the Wild West palette than what actually comes inside. Like, if they did a palette that was kind of like those golds and even the mauves and the blues and just like all the colors you see in the snakeskin there, I would be down for that, I think. I think that'd be very pretty, especially if they had a big emphasis on the blues and the purples and whatnot. And even those bronzy tones would have been pretty with that color story. But this, Nope. I Heart Revolution launched a bunch of palettes and I was kind of tempted, but then I looked at swatches and I was like, not for me. It's an all shimmer palette, so it's an easy no for me, but it also just doesn't, it looks more like those kind of like topper sparkly shadows, which I'm not into. This one I can barely see, so I wouldn't enjoy working with that. This one looks somewhat promising, but after seeing that swatched, I don't have a lot of faith in it, and that's kind of the story with all of these, especially this one. I'm like, I'm sure you can't see that on your skin, or at least on my skin, I wouldn't be able to see that swatched out. This is the only one I'm somewhat tempted by because it's the most colorful and intense, but the only two mattes is the yellow and pink, and the rest are shimmers. I just don't know how I would create looks and have a very fun time with it. It's a very easy pass for me. I think very cute packaging. I think the packaging for all of these is super cute, and the little impressions that you have in them, very cute, but not tempted. I was like briefly tempted, like I said, for a moment, but then I looked closer and I was like, yeah, where's the pigment? Okay, e.l.f. is launching their new Game Up collection, and this palette I think is a job well done when it comes to e.l.f. I was very impressed with how much color they have in here. They have half matte, half shimmers, and then looking at it swatched out, if it's anything like the swatches, that looks pretty promising. It reminds me of, with them swatching it like this, it reminds me of, what is that brand that swatches like this? I'm blanking on their name. It's not Shroud. Sugar Pill. I think Sugar Pill does their swatches like that, and the color story actually kind of reminds me of a Sugar Pill palette. Anyway, I am a little bit tempted, but really looking at it, I mean, yes, it looks like there's some pigment there, but the mattes also don't go super deep. That blue is the deepest one. I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't, I don't know how into the pigmentation, the saturation of the palette I would be. Though I will say I am kind of tempted to pick it up and just give it a try, because it's been ages since I've tried e.l.f. Palette from e.l.f. So it's like, maybe it's time to try it out. It's a bit of a smaller palette, only having 10 shadows. I don't know. I just don't think I would be super happy about it. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just being too picky. Could absolutely be the case. But yeah, and then they also came out with bases, lip glosses, nail polish, some brushes, a whole big collection. I'm mildly tempted, but I don't think I'll pick it up. Like I said, I can appreciate it from a distance, but I don't think I'm like sold on it enough to pick it up. J.Cat Beauty launched these palettes, and I am very tempted with this one right here. I forget all the different names. They got Lucky Chimes, Queen of Arts, Royalty and Spade, and Diamond Dealer. Cute names, so I don't know which one's which, but this one is cute. I love that pop of orange there. That orange just speaks to me. Then they have this one. This is a more of an easy pass for me. It's heavy on the pinks and purples. It's got the yellow in there. It has a nice black, but easy pass. So this is the one that really tempts me. I like the bold colors when it comes to the green and the orange and the reds. They also have those blues there. It looks like this one has more mattes than shimmers. It looks like only one row of shimmers, and then the other two are mattes. And I like how the mattes are kind of like, one's a darker, one's a lighter version, kind of, except when you get to the bottom with the pink and whatnot and the orange. But anyway, I'm tempted by this one. What else do we have? We have this one. I think it's pretty, but more like a colorful, neutral type of palette, colorful, earthy type of palette. It's pretty, but I'm not super tempted. So yeah, I'm a little, honestly, if I was placing an order on Ulta, I wouldn't be surprised if I just popped one in my cart, and the one being that one right here, but I really don't need new palettes. So again, while I like this launch, like it's a launch that I could see me being very into and enjoying the looks that I got out of it, I don't think I'm sold enough to actually make a purchase. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, a big launch that happened this past week, but this is from Lethal Cosmetics and their One Up collection. I love the color story of the palette. Let me go to the swatches. Like, look at those swatches. I think it's really intriguing. I love the yellow, green, red, purple. I feel like between the mattes and the shimmers, you can get a lot of really fun looks. There looks to be a matte, really deep color. I'm into the color story. I am not, however, into the palette packaging. I think the thing that throws me the most, not only am I not into like the weird shape, but it like stands upright for you to actually see what it is, but then you have to lay it to the side. I guess you don't have to lay it to the side, but in all the promos, it's laid to the side to actually open and use it. I don't know. it's a little too disconjointed for me. I'm not into the palette packaging. I know a lot of people are, though. I know I'm in the minority here probably when I say that, but when I saw the palette packaging, I was like, like I'm kind of into the colors. I'm really about that, but palette packaging, not so much. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. I really do like their formula when it comes to Lethal Cosmetics, but I don't think I'm going to pick it up. Tempted overall. Think they did a great job with the color story, but I don't think I need it, or I'm sold on it enough, especially with the chunky, weird packaging. I don't think I'm sold on it enough to actually purchase it and pick it up. So I think I'm going to pass, but I can't wait to hear what you guys think on this palette. Let me know. Do you like the palette packaging? Do you like the color story? What are you guys feeling? A newer launch that was announced a couple days ago. This is Martine Cosmetics, I believe is how you pronounce the brand. This is the Diner palette, and it has 18 shades, $57, $87 available now. And it's a fun little palette. Like, looking at it, every time I look at it, I'm just kind of taking it in, because I think the color story right off the bat isn't super repetitive to what we've been seeing, which I think is great. I think that's always nice to have a palette bring a color story that you haven't seen everywhere. And as I look more into it though, it's a type of color story that I don't know if I'm like super into though. Like, I like that it has so many pastels, but then it still has those deep tones. The shimmers that it has look like a lot of fun. Of course, it's hard to see that top row, but I can kind of see it. And looking at the swatches around, it looks like it would create some pretty color stories and pretty eye looks. But as far as like me creating looks, like what I would enjoy creating, would I enjoy that? I don't know. So I didn't pick it up. I haven't purchased it yet. I don't think I'm going to pick it up. It looks like a bit of a bulkier packaging when it comes to the palette. I'm not sure about that. Just looking at it, looks a bit chunkier. But overall, I think they did a really good job giving a unique color story and putting something unique out on the market. That, I mean, sure, it's something that has been seen before, but it's been a little while, so it feels fresh and new. But as far as am I going to pick it up? I don't think so. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear what you guys think about this collection, because I feel like it's so unique and so interesting. It's making me really think, and it's making me tempted to pick it up just to see what I could create, because I'm so kind of like puzzled as I sit here. But I don't know if I would, and I don't know. I just don't know if I would actually enjoy the palette, so that's why I'm kind of leaning towards not picking it up. But let me know your thoughts. Oh, this is one I'm so tempted by. Colored Raine Cosmetics Queen Bee Collection. I love the palette packaging. I love these tones so much, and the tones are so beautiful, and they go right along so well with the actual colors in the palette. Oh my goodness, I am so tempted. Let me go find swatches, because I thought I saved swatches, but obviously I didn't. Look at the swatches of this palette. It's just like, wow. And also that shimmer over there that looks kind of like, it looked just like a white, but it actually has like a gold reflect. That's so pretty looking. I wish one, instead of that bronzy, that was more of like a white, and then this could be more that duochrome or multichrome type of look with the green gold. I think that's pretty. But this one, I really wish it was like a white type of shimmer, because I think that would have just went so well and so beautifully. But even as it is, I can see myself getting some pretty looks out of this palette. I am very tempted. I haven't picked it up yet, because do I need another 6-pan palette to, to try out? No. But do I really like this color story? Yes. Do I really like this palette packaging? Yes. It's so pretty. Queen Bee, everything about it, even the lipsticks and whatnot. I was looking at it, like thinking I was kind of tempted to pick some up. They remind me of Juvia's Place, especially the lip glosses. But yeah, I'm so tempted. Like, look at how beautiful that packaging is. I'm so tempted. This is like my type of neutral tones too. I just love these tones. When it comes to the neutral, you got the yellow for the pop of color, but the other tones in here are just so beautiful. I'm tempted. I go back and forth every time I think about it, so I don't know if I'm going to pick this up or not. So maybe you guys can help me. Should I pick this up? Should I not? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, I feel like the biggest launch of the last 2 weeks was from GlamLite and Mikayla J. Mikayla J makeup. They're having a part 2 to their collab. They did collab last year on a palette. I really wasn't into that, because it was like a half colorful, half neutral. But they're coming out with a part 2. Oh, my leg is asleep. Sorry. And this palette is much more up my alley, because it's much more colorful. It's not such a heavy emphasis on the neutral, which I totally appreciate. And they also are coming out with a mini palette that has those neutrals, which I think is a smart thing to do for them, because I was seeing some people comment about how they wish there was more neutrals in this palette, and I was like, no. They did that last time. But it sounds like they kind of predicted that, and so they made another palette that still has the tones, the green theme of the palette and the collection as a whole, of the larger palette and the collection as a whole, but it gives you those neutrals. So 2 palettes in this collection, a highlighter in this collection, lip gloss, I think even brushes, eyelashes. There's a lot in this collection. There's a lot. Oh my goodness. And it's at the point where it's so much, I think I'm just not going to get anything, because it's just too much for me to try to figure out what I want to do. I like the smaller size of the palette, but I don't love its heavy emphasis on the neutral, so I don't think I'm going to pick it up. And then the big one, I like how much color is in there. I do. But it's very large. It's got a heavy emphasis on the shimmers. As always, there's more shimmers than mattes. And then also with the mattes that they chose, let me go ahead and get a better picture of the mattes. The mattes that were chosen, I feel like is a little, I don't know, I have to see them swatched and I have to see it in other pictures. But just like taking this green row right here, I feel like, oh, let me zoom better. Fall Riva and Cody James look really similar. The purples here, Pat Rice, I can't read that one, but that one look a little similar. Like there's so many tones that I feel like look so close in this palette. I don't know. And then like I said, there's just so many shimmers, like all these up here, there are all these shimmers up here, tons of shimmers. I like that a lot of the shimmers are very colorful, but I feel like it's such a large palette for a lot of repetitiveness within the palette. That's always just a little pet peeve of mine. So it makes me lean against picking it up. So that's kind of where I'm at this moment. However, with that said, I really don't know. I kind of go back and forth on whether I'm going to pick it up because I feel like everyone's going to be picking it up. I know everyone's excited about it. And so I feel a little bit of like that FOMO of like, well, everyone's going to get it. Everyone's going to be, you know, excited about it, doing videos on it. And I'm going to be the only one sitting over there not picking it up. But like I have a lot of palettes that I don't need to pick up a new palette for sure. And while I like it, I'm not fully sold on it because of those little critiques that I've seen. And GlamLite as a whole, I like their mattes, but I'm not crazy about their shimmers. And since there's so many shimmers over mattes, I'm leaning towards not getting it. But let me know what you guys think, because I definitely need your help here because I keep going back and forth literally every time I think about it. Okay, next up is going to be Emme Cosmetics. They're going to be launching new Multichrome soon. They're not launching them now. I know that they originally said they were going to launch them soon, but they're going to postpone it just because she, I think, doesn't have enough time to get things made in time for the launch, or she has a lot going on, so she's postponing it. I don't know when it's going to be launching. However, she did share everything in the collection, so I wanted to show you guys. They're beautiful. 3 are black-based multichromes, 7 are pastel multichromes, and I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but the black-based multichromes are the ones that I think are the most, wow, that looks so pretty. Here they are all swatched out. Even the pastel ones look very pretty, but still, knowing me and my preferences, I feel like I'd probably just be into the black-based ones. They're really pretty. She also shared more swatches over here. I remember, oh, like, look at this. That's a color I love. I could be into that all day long. Like, look at that. I love that lime yellow going to the green. Yes, I need to see if I have a shade like this already. I think I have some greens, but they go to like pink more so. I don't know if I have one that goes to like lime green to that like blue green. I could watch this one all day. This is the one I love the most, Tropical. Wow, so pretty. Then they have this one. See, I think I have a couple like this. That's pretty. And then, oh yeah, that's really pretty. Just, they're all so beautiful. They all look so stunning, so gorgeous. So yeah, definitely a really pretty collection. 10 new multichromes are going to be $17 each or $150 for the bundle. Not sure when they're launching. This is something that if I was purchasing, making a purchase from Emme Cosmetics, I would definitely throw that tropical one into my cart if I didn't already have it in my collection, which, like I said, I don't think I own one like that. But overall, a very pretty collection. Okay, last up for today, we're gonna talk about Copacetic Cosmetics. They are collaborating with Panda Replay, an Instagrammer, and they created this palette, Bookish Beauty. A really pretty palette. I think the job well done looking at this. I think there are 3 or 4 of them are shimmers and the rest of them are mattes. I like the colors that were picked for this. You got green, you got the pinks in there, the 2 tones of pinks, 2 tones of blues. That will make blending really pretty and effortless, and the combination of these colors I'm really into. And yeah, I think it's just a really cute little palette. I forget how much. Let's see, there's 9 shades, 5 mattes, 2 duochromes, and 2 multichromes, $40. Oh, I didn't know some were multichromes. I wonder which ones are multichromes. Their shimmers look very soft, which I'm not the craziest about. You guys know me, if it's gonna be a shimmer, I want it to be intense and impactful. But the mattes look really nice. And I like how, oh, and that's the Instagrammer, how the palette design and the palette color story, or the eyeshadow color story, really goes with the palette design. I think that's really pretty as well. Overall, I'm a little tempted. I'm gonna have to see. Copacetic Cosmetics, I think, is going to be starting a sale here soon, and I definitely want to check it out and probably pick up some more eyeshadows from her. I want to try some more mattes and just a couple more products and different type of eyeshadows from her collection, because I do have, I think, 9 of them, and I've had a lot of people ask me what they think. So I want to get a little bit more, try more of her palettes and give it more of a well-rounded review. And then hopefully the plan is to buy more eyeshadows from her to kind of make a full color story with my Copacetic Cosmetics collection, and then review that on my channel here in the future, because like I said, I've had a lot of people ask. I need to try them more. She has $2 sales on, you know, certain eyeshadows I think every Tuesday, very frequently, so very affordable. And the mattes that I have tried from her are really nice, and some of the shimmers I've really been into. So I'm gonna try more. So with that said, with the sale, maybe I'll pick this up. I don't know. I haven't decided. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear. Would you like to see me review this? I think the only thing holding me back is that the shimmers look a little bit soft, not super intense and super saturated or vibrant like I tend to like, but we'll see. Maybe I would like it. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I am surprised I was able to get through all that and not hit like the 40-minute mark for me when it comes to filming. I really thought I would, because you guys know me, I tend to just go too long and drawn out with whenever I'm talking about new makeup, but I really tried to stick to the facts, stick to the point, and not linger too long on each of the new products, because we had a lot to cover catching up over 2 weeks of makeup releases. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I love to hear what you guys think about these new releases. And as I said, let me know if there's any you would really like me to see review on my channel, because like I said, there's so many new makeup releases that I was seeing this past week, and I'm like, yeah, that's really cool, yeah, that's really neat, but I wasn't sold on me actually purchasing it. So this is where I need your feedback as to what, if any of them, that you're super interested to see me review, because otherwise I might just be a good girl and pass on everything and just keep on trucking and reviewing what I have in my to-try pile, because it's never ending. So let me know your thoughts down below as always. And yeah, that is gonna do it for me for this video. Sorry there wasn't any coffee prep in the beginning. Hope you guys didn't miss it too much, but maybe it'll be back next week. We shall see. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in every week to hear what I have to say about new makeup releases. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget, I'm over on Instagram, LadyKatie92 over there, if you want to continue getting more content from me. I've been trying to post every day over there, either a reel or a picture or something like that. So check me out, LadyKatie92, if you would like. And with all that said, I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.